You ever notice how sometimes your biggest enemy is you? You wake up, you know exactly what you need to do. You know what needs to be handled, but still, you don't move. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, but because there's a voice inside. A voice that says, not now, maybe later. Let me just rest a bit first. And you listen. And every time you listen, you drift further away from the life you're trying to build. This video is about how to silence that voice, how to stop negotiating with it, how to act, even when everything in you screams, stop. And no, this isn't another video full of empty motivational quotes. This is strategy, psychology, real practice. Stick around till the end, and what you'll learn might actually change how you face the things you've been avoiding for years. It might just change your pattern. And when you change your pattern, you change your life. Let's get into it. First thing you need to understand, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Your brain is wired to keep you safe, and to your brain, anything that requires effort, risk, or discomfort is a danger. That's why it sabotages. That's why it resists. That's why it whispers excuses that sound perfectly reasonable. The hardest part of doing anything hard is starting. It's not the workout itself that's overwhelming. It's the act of getting up. It's not the project that scares you. It's writing the first sentence. It's not the call. It's dialing the number. Imagine standing at the edge of a cold pool. You know it's going to be freezing. You hesitate. Your mind yells, wait. It's too cold. But the second you dive in, your body adapts. The water doesn't change. You do. And that's exactly how it works with hard tasks. The hardest part is diving in. Once you're in, you adjust. So the first step is knowing your mind will resist, every time. But your job isn't to argue with it, it's to ignore it and act anyway. Now let me give you one of the simplest yet most powerful tools you'll ever use. It's called the 2-minute rule. Whenever you're procrastinating, just tell yourself, I'm only doing this for 2 minutes. That's it. 2 minutes. Need to write a paper? Just write the first line. Need to exercise? Just do the warm-up. Need to study? Just read one paragraph. Why? Because the goal isn't to finish the task. The goal is to start, to break the inertia, to open the door. Once you start, momentum kicks in, and suddenly it doesn't feel so hard anymore. This works because action comes before motivation. People think they need to feel ready to start. They don't. You start first, then the motivation shows up. Here's something else most people miss. As long as you treat your important tasks as optional, they'll always lose to your mood. So make them non-negotiable. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wake up and think, do I feel like brushing today? You just do it. No debate, no decision. Treat your priorities the same way. Studying, training, working on your goals. Don't ask yourself, do I want to? Tell yourself, this is what I do. Shift your identity from someone who tries to get things done to someone who gets things done. But here's the catch. You can't rely on willpower to make that happen. Willpower is limited. Like a phone battery, it drains throughout the day. And if you're making decisions every single time, you'll eventually give in. The answer? Remove the decision. Build systems. Make the right choice the easy one. Want to work out in the morning? Lay your clothes out the night before. Want to read more? Keep a book next to your bed, already opened. Want to study? Set a timer, remove distractions, and create a routine. Want to stop scrolling endlessly? Install an app blocker and log out. In short, make the right action easy. Make the wrong one hard. Don't rely on willpower, rely on structure. Still hesitating? Here's a tool that can break through hesitation in under 5 seconds. It's the countdown method. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. This technique comes from Mel Robbins, and it works because it interrupts overthinking. The moment you feel that pause, that mental resistance, you count down, and then you move. No thinking, just action. Because if you give your brain too much time, doubt creeps in, excuses show up, the hesitation takes over. The countdown gives you a tiny window, just long enough to reclaim control. But here's something important. You're still human. You need moments of rest, pleasure, and reward. So reward yourself, but not too soon. Your brain loves dopamine, so use it to your advantage. Tell yourself, once I finish this task, I get X. That could be a coffee, a walk, an episode of your favorite show, whatever feels good to you. But never reward yourself before starting. If you sit down with a snack and tell yourself, I'll start after this, your brain learns that procrastination equals reward, and that becomes a dangerous loop. So teach your brain that pleasure comes after effort, not before. Now comes the most powerful shift of all. You need to embrace discomfort. Most people run from discomfort like it's a fire, but discomfort is where growth lives. It's where transformation begins. Every time you face something that makes you nervous, but you do it anyway, you build strength. Every time you push through something boring, painful, or uncertain, you sharpen your resilience. Growth is messy, it's hard, it's rarely glamorous, but it works. If something feels uncomfortable, it probably means it matters. It probably means it's stretching you. And stretching is where you grow. Ordinary people avoid discomfort. Champions walk into it. Because they know this. Success isn't about feeling motivated. It's about showing up, even when you don't. At the end of the day, the real difference between the people who move forward and the ones who stay stuck isn't talent. It isn't luck. It's the ability to act, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when it's uncomfortable. That's the skill that separates you. So next time you see that task you've been avoiding, when you feel the resistance creeping in, when your brain starts negotiating with you, remember this: you don't need to win the whole week. You don't need to dominate the whole day. You just need to win the next 2 minutes. 2 minutes to get up, 2 minutes to begin, 2 minutes to beat the silence. Make it non-negotiable, remove the choice, build your systems, count it down, earn your reward. And most of all, embrace the discomfort. Hard things don't get easier, you just get stronger. So go, now.